What's going on, good people? Welcome to another episode of the 710 of Slickville Show. I am your host, Jay Brown, aka Mr. 710, and we are back up in these streets once again. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and let you all know, guys, this is an interactive show, so like, share, comment, call in. The phone number is 470-251-4343. We want to thank everybody for watching via the Status Network app, Facebook Live, Instagram Live, Periscope, YouTube Live, Roku, and the Amazon Fire Stick via the Status Network app. And we also want to thank you all for listening to the podcast on iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spotify, or anywhere else you may be listening to your podcast. Please subscribe and rate 5 stars where you can. And do me a favor, tell a friend to go ahead and listen to this show. That would be dope. So look, on tonight's show, y'all know how it be after I've been gone for a while. It's been a whole lot going on. I'll get y'all caught up. I will definitely get y'all caught up. But on tonight's show, we will do, since I missed last week, we will also be talking about funerals. Cussing people out while on the clock. And then we're going to talk about patience. Which is, sometimes I have a lot of that. Sometimes I don't. It just really depends on the day. And so, let me go ahead and get that going. Alright. And so, since last week, and guys, real quick, if you hadn't shared this feed, go ahead and share this feed. We greatly appreciate it. Since last time, it's been a lot going on. I've lost my father-in-law Friday before last, so that's been kind of crazy. We've also, it's been a lot going on. But one thing I realized while I was on my way home is that it's never really as bad as people make it seem to be. You know what I'm saying? So, I used to have my own Lyft stories and about when I was driving, but I got into a car with a young lady named Jamaica, and this lady, I'm always looking for a good story. I'm always looking for comedy, and I try not to look for it, but sometimes some of this stuff just jumps in your lap. This didn't have either, but it was still a good story, just because the Lyft driver was such a nice person. She really wanted to tell her story. And, we were riding and she was like, I got this testimony. Thank you, Lexi Pooh. I got this testimony and, I'm renting this car. I'm living in it. I'm working out of it. And I'm going to make it. I'm trying to be a singer. And so I use this Lyft money. Hey, Brother Landis saved. There we go. Appreciate that. I'm trying to be a singer. And I sing and I write my own music. And I was like, you know what? By the time we got out the car, I was like, listen, here's what you do. Write down all the goals that you want to do. Everything that you're thinking about, write it down. It don't matter what it is, whether you want to go triple platinum, if it's not, whatever your goal is. If it ain't big enough, if somebody ain't laughing at it, it ain't big enough. And that almost brought that young lady to tears because she understood. Now, I went through, back in like 05, 06, there was a lady that came into my job and she had us write down all of these things that we wanted to do. And it didn't matter what it was. She was just like, write it down. Just anything that you had planned, like fix your credit. I had fixed my credit. I had buy a house. I had travel the world, be an NBA general manager, get married, have kids, and then it was some other stuff. It was a few other things, and also be a sports anchor. That was on there as well. And so I got to telling her as far as like, I did this and I checked this off the list and I checked that off the list. I got a chance to travel the world. I got a chance to sit in front of a microphone. I'm not talking sports, but it comes up every now and then. Shout out to the team that beat the Packers, the 49ers. That made it a good weekend for me. But we went on and I was just like, listen, all of this stuff that you want to do, you can. You just got to keep going. And that young lady cried a little bit before I got out of her car. And felt like I did something good. I was like, okay, I'm still on my way. I'm still on my way. Also, since last week, I was reaffirmed that too many kids give me anxiety. It just gives me a level of anxiety that I just have a hard time dealing with. But we took the kids to a skating rink, and it was like, I guess it was the school skate night or whatever, and it was just so many kids. It was so many irresponsible people. But they were having grown-ass conversations. Like, I heard a conversation that was sitting behind me about, I told this Nick this, and I was about to hit this Nick, and I was like, I had to turn around because the voice was too little to be talking like they was talking. Like, it clearly was no puberty had taken place in his situation. And I was just like, I got a problem with this. We need to hurry up and go because, you try not to be the one that's out here policing everybody else's kids, because this ain't the 80s where, if you said something to somebody's kid, then that's just what it was. Like, it was said, it was done, and you was gonna get in trouble for having another adult have to say something to you. Like, this is just what it was. It was the reality of your situation. If an adult had to come say something to you, you was in trouble from that adult and your own parents. What up, Twasha? Yeah. And so I feel like whenever I get around all these kids in that type of setting, I be so ready to go. I can't even lie to you. I used to be a teacher, and it wasn't like this. It wasn't like this. Like, yes, kids over there tried stuff, but not like this. And so we move forward. Also, since last time, I've had 2 of the best weeks of bowling in my life. Not that y'all care about that. Just had to throw it out there. Your boy almost bowled 2 300s. Almost. I shot at 754, 708. Much appreciated, sir. If y'all only knew. If y'all could only see what was going on behind the camera, you would understand. You would understand that. Appreciate you, bro. And so, also since last time, I went to my father-in-law's funeral. It was sad times, man, because it wasn't like he had a couple scares, but it was a week leading up to it, so it wasn't a super surprise, but it was still something that took place. And so, going to St. Louis, and I'm gonna get more into the funeral here in a minute, but the weather was stupid. We ran into all this snow on the last day. Thought we was gonna get stuck. The one thing about St. Louis, I feel like I gained so much weight. I feel like I gained at least 2 pounds per day because I get there and I eat food that I can't get here in Atlanta. But back to the funeral. Yeah, it was sad. It was sad. It was sad because I'm gonna just move right into funerals. Funerals suck because I'm not one of those type of people that enjoy being sad. I understand that it's supposed to be a celebration of life and the life that person's lived, and all while we're talking about it, it's still sad. It's still sad because that person's not there. It's still sad because you're not gonna be able to call that person moving forward. But I have a problem, and part of my problem is I find stuff funny. And it doesn't really matter in what setting, and that's part of my issue. I know that I'm supposed to be paying attention to what's going on and supposed to just be remembering the life that whoever is up there, the life that they lived. And I still be sad. I still be sad, but when something happens, a noise or somebody doing something, I find it funny. I still laugh. This is me being honest with you all. I laugh inside. And so I find myself, like, stuff just happens in front of me. And it puts me in a bad place because I have a hard time ignoring stuff. And so, case in point, there was a guy that was, he was doing the last viewing of the body. This was at the last funeral I went to. They was doing the last the last viewing. And the guy came up, he walked up and shook the person's hand that he knew that was standing at the front and forgot to look at the body. He was like, "Oh shit, let me go back and look." Bro, we in church. You let that old shit ride, but it's okay. It's alright. I ain't gonna judge you on that. But sometimes when people be overwhelmed with the sadness, that just ruins me. That just ruins me inside. What's up, Tawanda? And so there was somebody when it was a comment made, and then this dude said, "Whoa! Whoa!" Yo, bro, you can't do that, man. That's funny to me. That sound is funny when it just comes out of nowhere. I'm sitting in the front, all the way in the front, trying not to laugh. Look at his wifey is sitting there. See, she laughing now. She laughing in the chat room. For anybody, she is laughing in the chat room. So, she heard it too. Also, like at my grandmother's funeral, one of my cousins was sitting right behind me, and she was just like, "Ooh, ooh, 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 ooh." And I'm just like, please stop. Please, like, no more oohs. Everybody thought I'm not right. Listen, don't judge me. This is stuff that I see. I'm sorry. I never laugh out loud. I try not to. Ooh. Like, even at my grandmother's wake, when my aunt had the microphone upside down to her head while she was talking like it was a telephone. Like, that's the type of stuff that just can't happen in front of me because I can't unsee that type of stuff. I can't unhear one of my uncles saying F him in church, but with the real word, one of my 11-year-old's favorite words. Like he let all of this stuff go. Like, this stuff happens, and we be in churches and this stuff happens. So, I mean, these are the type of things that just can't happen in front of me because I see it. It goes right into the memory bank. And wait, I laugh out loud at? I laughed out loud at my aunt, but we were at the wake and it wasn't in church, so that don't count. I don't think it counts. But does that make me a horrible person? Because sometimes I internally laugh at people while they sad. Because I mourn. I do mourn. I feel like as I'm telling this stuff, it makes me feel like it makes me sound like I'm insensitive. But I come on, man. Y'all just laughed. So I know that I can't. I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. Cause I mean, everybody, like when my aunt, everybody was sad. Everybody was super, super sad. And then the microphone upside down to her head like it was a telephone. That was funny. We needed that. Everybody needed that. What up? What up? All right. And so, look, that type of stuff, that's not my fault. You just can't do stuff in front of me. At least I wasn't recording. I know it's on tape though. I do know that. It's definitely on tape. Hey, my brother said, "No, man, funny is funny." I agree. Sometimes I wonder if it's too soon. Cause if my uncle heard me hit the he probably wouldn't be too happy right now. All right. Sarita on Instagram says, laughing at inappropriate stuff, especially while grieving, ends up being the funniest stuff ever. And see, I didn't even bring up my uncle. See, he had two moments. He had that. He had the blah, and then he had the hand. And for anybody that was there, it was at the repast, the most dramatic hand I had ever seen in my life, where he was like, "Don't leave me." And that little hand was shaking while he was being wheeled out on a stretcher. I'm not going to go too much. I'm not going to go any further into that story. No, Latia, we're not in Texas. But that happened. Like, all that stuff happens. I just hate that. No, I don't hate that it happens in front of me because I need this stuff. I need this stuff to help me. This stuff helps me. And so, the other thing that helps me, let me ask y'all something. Have you ever cussed anybody out while you were at work? I'm talking about like on the clock at work. Have you ever cussed somebody out? Have you ever cussed out a customer while you're at work? Now, we've seen the videos of the lady that was working at McDonald's that beat the brakes off that white dude for snatching that straw. Sarita, if you done cuss somebody out at work, I would like for you to call in 470-251-4343. I need to hear these stories. I want to hear these stories of people getting cussed out at work. Because I feel like everybody has had some sort of customer service position in their life. Like it don't necessarily have to be like at a call center or anything like that, but some form of customer service gig. And the problem with that is that sometimes folks get a little reckless. They get a little reckless with their mouth. They feel like they can say just whatever. And so I'm putting the phone number in there. Go ahead and call in. I don't care what your voice sounds like. Don't be nervous. And most of these folks don't either. 470-251-4343. Let me pin these joints right quick. All right. Put that in there. Pin that thing. And so, what made me think about this, I work for Comcast Business now. So I'm going into people's businesses, trying to hustle this internet and cable and TV and whatnot. Cool. It's, I understand I'm interrupting folks' jobs and whatnot, and I understand that everybody has their own horror story about something. Whether it's your cell phone carrier, whether it's your internet carrier, whether it's a restaurant that you go to, everybody got that story. So I walk into a particular clothing store, and like a week and a half ago, oh yeah, here we go. Let me get these stories. 710 to Slickville, who we got on the line?
This is actually Sarita.
Sarita, what's going on in these streets?
Nothing much. How are you?
I'm good. Who you have to cuss out at work?
Listen, I work at the library.
Why you supposed to be quiet in there?
And so you'll be amazed how many people actually come in there that ends up having an attitude, and we end up having to like really say something to. So I'm a black woman, of course, and white men do not like to be told what to do. And I had to tell a guy that he was basically being rude and causing a scene, talking loud, being obnoxious. And I told him politely, sir, bring your voice down. Don't use, profane language. It bothers other people. You can use colorful language outside of the building, but inside, try not to. And he's like, you can't tell me what to do. Who are you? And I'm like, I'm the manager. Well, it don't matter. I was like, it matters. And I took him a sheet of paper that showed him all of the rules of the library. He decided to then start calling me out of my name. Well, it's always somebody black trying to tell me what I was like, you know what? Please just walk outside this building so we can have a conversation. Because I don't want to act the fool inside my job. As soon as we got outside, I said, let me tell you one motherfucking thing. I didn't disrespect you. You're not going to disrespect me. You're going to understand that you're going to come in here and behave like a human being. I didn't ask you to stop saying what you're saying. I asked you to tone it down. Talk a little soft. And then he decides to, start cursing at me, and I just had to let him know, look, I grew up in the hood. Just because I'm super professional does not mean the hood's not still in me.
Right.
You put your hands on me, you say something out of line, I'm going to come at you like a black girl from the hood. And I did. And I let him have it. And he looked at me like I had lost my mind. And I went back in as if nothing happened.
That is hilarious. That is hilarious. You know what? You know one thing I noticed while you was telling that story? You tell that story and I make fun of a certain demographic for how they say black, and you said it. You was like, black. Like, I don't know why that bothers me. I was like, hey, can y'all please not say that color? But I appreciate that call, Sarita. I appreciate you watching too.
Of course, always. Thank you.
Oh, no problem. Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, bye. All right, cuss out stories, cussing out people on the clock. So I go in and I'm like, yo, I came in a few days ago. I got a phone number from this lady. I tried to call it. It didn't work. I called back and got another phone number, and that number didn't work. And so I got on the internet, called a number, and that number didn't work. Now, I don't know if it's your carrier or if none of these numbers don't work, but let me get a corporate number so that I can get in contact with who I need to get in contact with. And she was like, ooh, I hate y'all. I hate your company. Yeah, I do. I hate it. But I get it. You getting your hustle on. And I'm just like, all right, we chopped it up the first time I came in, so I'm thinking that we was kind of cool. Oh, no, I really hate y'all. And I was like, all right, now you're getting a little loud and belligerent with it. Mama, let's come over here and let's talk about this for a second. Why you hate this company? Oh, they messed up my bill, and they messed up this, and they gave me this number, and they gave me this bill, and they told me it was gonna go down if I did this, and then I cut off this, and it made my bill go up. I was like, so okay, you cut off you probably disrupted the bundle that you had, but I hate that you went through that. I'm talking about, I'm hitting it with all the sympathy, and it was 83% genuine. 83% genuine. And part of it is almost like the dude that was still trying to get the draws. He's still listening to the story. That was me. I was still trying to get the draws. I was still trying to get these phone numbers. I still need to get this business. And so I'm going to listen to your stories. Do I really want to hear it? Maybe. Depending on what you're talking about. But you on some personal stuff. You're not even talking about the business. And so she was like, woo, Yeah, and I had to pray about it. Well, damn. If a bill is hitting you that rough that you had to pray about it, I mean, I get if you had to cancel. Everybody has jumped cable companies at one time trying to get that promo. I understand how that works. Like, that's not a secret to me. I know how that go. You keep, AT&T for 2 years. That promo run out. They don't give it back to you. Your bill go up $200. Then you switch. I gotta cut this off. Then you go over to Comcast. You do that. You get that 2-year deal. You switch over to Charter. I know. You can't hustle me. I know how this thing go. But she just kept going over and over and over and over. And so I'm sitting there like, damn, so you ain't gonna stop. And what the part that made me want to cuss her out is after she told me to go ahead and get your hustle on, she was like, here's the phone numbers that you need. I wrote them down too, so I can go call the corporate office and tell them not to do business with you. What? I normally don't call people out their names, especially our sisters. But I was about to be like, what I do to you? What did I do to you? 710 Slickville, who we got on the line?
Hello?
Yeah, 710 Slickville, who we got on the line?
This is Lataya.
What up? How you living in these streets?
I'm good. I'm in Iowa.
What? Okay, I see you.
Man, tell me, I want to say, was it Saturday? I think it was Saturday, right? I work at a nursing home. So, one of the nurses, I mean, this nurse is, everybody nerves, but she pretty much know I'm not even playing with him. So we had a resident that did not want to get up. So I'm like, okay, she don't want to get up. It's her right, she can lay there. So he told me, well, did you go get her up? I said, no, I'm going to let her lay there. He said, well, she need to get up. So I go back down there. Hey, Mrs. Such said, you want to get up? She's like, no, leave me alone. So I'm going to leave her alone. So I go back out there. He's like, so why she ain't out here? So I go back in. I'm like, hey, the nurse wants you to get up. So why don't you come on? This woman got the statue pulling at me. I got about that room, so I walked past him again. He said, well, I don't care. I said, well, you take your sweet ass in there and get her ass in. She ain't gonna beat my ass. Let her go in there and whoop your ass.
Yo.
So it's even challenges even in the nursing homes. Like, you try to be humble, but some people, they take you there.
I done heard those, I've heard those nursing home stories. Like, my grandfather used to be in one. He broke a lady's tooth. So I know all about that. Yeah.
Man, I mean, I'm telling you, I can go on for days, but I know other people trying to tell you sorry. But I just wanted to say, hey, yeah, I done had to cuss a few of them out.
Hey, cuz, I appreciate you calling in.
All right, honey, take care.
All right, have a good night.
You too.
I'll tell y'all something. The funny thing is, that's family, so we ain't talking about her, but, when y'all see you see the news and y'all have you see those stories about, nursing home abuse, why all of those ladies be looking like James Brown mugshot pictures? they be all jacked up. They be super jacked up. But yeah, that lady at the clothing store said she was going to make it her personal mission. Her personal mission to make sure that don't nobody go with my company. And that she had already switched 5 people over and she going to make it her personal mission to change everybody over. And I was like, what did you pray for? Like, you just said you needed a level of prayer. Like, what did you pray for? Because it obviously wasn't for that. Like, fam. And so I had to leave up out of that. I had to leave up out of that because I was going to say something that I probably couldn't take back. And I knew it. I was about to say, you old raggedy Jezebel. Girl, you lucky I don't hit you and your husband that look like Richard Roundtree's daddy. But it was one other time. Let me see I still got 20 minutes. I got some other stuff I got to get to. I was working at Regions back in like 2004. And when I tell you I got a phone call and this guy asked for the assistant manager, he asked for the manager, and both of them were busy. And he was like, well, who am I speaking to? I was like, yeah, this is Jason. I work in the back. And he said, oh, yeah, you're that nice colored boy that works in the back. Excuse me? The fuck? What did he just say? Hold on. I think somebody on this phone just said that I'm a nice colored boy that works in the back. And I got a huge problem with this. So when you coming in, sir? I want to see you. When you coming in? And you know, I waited and I waited and I waited. Because in 2004, I wasn't expecting nobody to be out here still referring to folks as colored. Fam, I gotta see you. And they was like, Jason, you gotta calm down. That's just probably how he is. I don't give a damn about none of that. I gotta see you. I gotta see who's still out here referring to folks as colored. In real life. I gotta see this. I was so heated. I had a 30-minute lunch. I ran to my grandmother's house and came back. And this fool that came in, I'm talking about I stalled my lunch trying to wait for this dude. I ain't know what he looked like. I ain't know who he was. But I think he was going to acknowledge me being in the back like, oh, that's the fella I talked to. I was going to cuss his ass out. He was going to get that work. He was going to get that work. Let me see who else was going to get that work. I had a manager at McDonald's. Now this is before I was in college. I was in college then. I worked at McDonald's, and I thought I was going to have to give an assistant manager some of that work, because I think he was trying me on some of that little 5 points type stuff, or some of that Midtown type stuff, some of that LGBTQ type stuff, and I wasn't with it. My dude, like I told you, like plenty of time, I like girls, fam. Simple. It ain't no question, ain't no curiosity. I like girls. I have a conversation with you, but my first conversation is see if you legit. I'm gonna be like, yo, what's up with that? You see that girl over there? You ain't with it, bro. Be you. 710 of Slickville. Who we got on the line?
Shauna Patterson.
How you living in these streets?
Good, you do?
I'm good.
Okay, so my story is I was working at Taco Bell, and I was a shift leader. And normally when I'm working at night, I always play music. And, like, it wasn't that loud, but, like, customers couldn't hear, but I was on the lobby line making orders. And when I, like, was making orders, one of the managers got mad at me and started cussing at me, so I cussed it out because she told me to turn off my music. She said it had cussing in it, and it did it.
Who was you playing, 2 Chainz?
Yeah, because there was black people that I was working with, and we was listening to black people music, and she was white, so she was just telling me to turn it off.
Oh my gosh! And so you got into a cussing battle with your manager. Did you get? How many days did you work for Taco Bell after that?
Huh?
How much longer did you work for Taco Bell after that?
Mine not much longer. They fired me because she was like being rude, and they didn't want to hear my side of the story. So I was like, oh well. And she was another manager from Texas coming to my store because we didn't have a store manager.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Well, I appreciate the call.
No problem.
All right. Have a good evening.
You too.
Well, there we go. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Like, I mean, there's so much stuff that be happening at work, and I almost got to a point where I felt like I was like, you know what? I don't know if I need to be working for somebody. Like, this is crazy because I have so many instances where I felt like I got into it with somebody, whether I was working at the hotel. I got into it with two people while I was working at McDonald's, and the other reason why I got into it with this other dude, this old dude, he's probably about 38. And we got real busy. It was a summer job for me, and we got real busy. I was making burgers, and he kept fussing at me because I was making the burgers too slow. And I'm just like, yo, man, this ain't my full-time job, bro. Like, I'm putting the thing down. I'm trying not to get nobody sick. And you out here, he's like, you know what? Some people just not cut out for McDonald's. Is that supposed to be an insult? Because you right. But you twice my age and you still working here in the back with me. And this is where we got a problem. You back here with me, you can't tell me what to do. You can't tell me to hurry up. I don't care. I'm making these burgers and they gonna get them when they get them. It's gonna be all right. And he was like, he called himself walking up on me. I was like, dude, you've been working here your whole life. And the only thing you got to show for it is that you get to wrap the burgers. That's it. Fam, I ain't trying to hear that. I ain't trying to hear none of that, man. If you don't get out my face, we gonna be scrapping out here. And we almost got there. Oh, we got folks calling anonymous in these streets. 710 in Slickville, who we got on the line?
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, man?
My name is Yusuf Fasafari.
What's going on in these streets?
Man, nothing. Just chilling, Just looking for some call-ins. Wanted to see how the real world's doing.
Oh, man, appreciate the call, brother.
Yeah. I wanted to say that, can you bend over? I think
Hey! You know what? He tried it. I was about to hang up on him 2 seconds earlier, but I already knew what was coming. Anyway, so this is a good thing. I'm glad he called because that took me right on into patience. And for a very long time, I looked at myself as a very patient person. But not so much anymore. And I don't know if it's because of the kids. Because like I said, I brought up South Korea. When I went to South Korea, I had 2 gray hairs. One right here and one back there. That's it. Now that I done been back, I got married, got 3 kids in the house. Woo! Look. It's a lot down there now. Come on, fam. We're going to do that. Yeah, we're going to do that. All right. And so, go ahead and clear that thing. All right. So, yeah. Now, I just don't have the patience that I had before. I know I don't. Especially like now that I've gotten older and like my patience is short as Project Ponytails. Like, them ponytails that look like them little bulldog tails that don't even get all the way down to the neck. What up, Sandra? How you living in these streets? James Worthy, what's good? Good. You can let whoever this anonymous person know that ring is on silent. I ain't answering nothing else. All right. And so I get my patience run thin when we have, like, even in grocery stores. I hate lines. I hate lines in general. Lines piss me off. I used to be able to wait in line. I don't like lines no more. I don't like lines at the airport, grocery store, Walmart, Target. If somebody taking too long in the self-scan line, I'm like, yo, you get on my nerves. I'm about to, come on, man. I don't like when people stand too close to me in lines. I got a problem with that. It's a real issue when somebody stand close to me in line because I feel like you trying to rob me. I ain't even got no money like that. Get up off me, fam. And like I said before, dude, like if you so close to me that if I turn around, I feel like you should be uncomfortable that my face is that close to your face, we got a whole problem. We got a whole problem at that point. I don't like when people are slow when they cashiers. I really hate people that get paid to be cashiers and they slow. Like, fam, you get practice all day. Why does it take you so long? I can't stand. I have little patience for technology. In this stupid situations in which, let's just say, you at the pump and the card swipe thing don't work. Technology. It's such an inconvenience. Now you gotta go in the gas station. Which back in the day, you always had to go in the gas station because you always had to take cash up in there. Hate it, hate it, hate it. Anybody that don't take cards, like you can go to a barbershop and you expect you go in, you expect to take cash. You take cash with you because your little $10, $20 haircut. It's just what it is. You got 20 on you, boom. But I went to a football game, and these folks didn't have no way for me to swipe, and I didn't get cash. So the kids couldn't go. I told that story on there, but do you really trust people that whip out that little square thing and stick it in their phone or tablet and swipe your card? I don't know if I do because I feel like all my information went right down into your phone. And it didn't just stop at that little square thing. I just don't know. I just don't know about it. I mean, I know I used to use it at a job that I worked, but at the same time, if it's at a business, alright. If you just running up on me in the street like, yo, I got this CD. Oh, no, I ain't got no cash on me. Nah, that's cool. I can swipe it on with my phone. Nah, fam. I ain't got $1 on my card. I got 82 cents in my bank account right now. Like I'm gonna figure out how to get out of getting that swipe on. Like no donations. You're not gonna break me. People in general have low patience for any type of customer service. And let's just say you have to call in. One of the things that I tell people when I go into a business and I'm like, listen, call me. Here's my business card. Call me. Because if you got a problem with anything that's going on with your service, everybody hate having to talk to the automatic joint. Automatic joint don't ever get your thing right. What you hate having to do is say or press your PIN number. You type it in and you hear because it's thinking about the next thing it needs to tell you. Say yeah or press 1 for customer service. Press 2 for technical support. Press 3 for hours of operation. Yo, I just want the fax number. That's it. And now I can't get to nobody because I had to keep pressing 0 to try to get to somebody. And I can't get to anybody. Lux, what's good? Can't get to anybody. And especially if you're trying to... like, you hate when you have a problem. If you have a problem with something, let's just say your internet at home keep going out. You press a number to get to somebody, or your bill jacked up. You press a number to get to somebody, and the first thing that happens is, all right, you tell them what your problem is. My bill is $48 higher than what it should be. I talked to somebody last time, and they told me it would go down. Boom. Okay, let me transfer you to the correct department. They transfer you to the next department butt naked. They don't give them no warm up, no lead in. So you got to turn around and say that same damn thing again. Yo, my fault. My bill was $45 higher than what it should be. I need somebody to fix it because they said this and this and this. Okay, let me look in my system. You know what? My manager got to handle this. Let me transfer you. I got it. I don't want to repeat this. So by the time you done said it for the third time, you got a whole attitude. I'm talking about a whole attitude. Come on, man. Now you mean to tell me I gotta repeat this again? Now you mad at this? You mad at this third person because the first two people couldn't help you. Low patience. That person ain't do nothing to you. I don't have patience for stupidity, and this is just in general people stuff. Stupidity, lying, just random people stuff. Like, I don't have patience for people with bad breath. I offer you gum, take it. I don't care if it's not the kind you like. Your breath ain't the kind I like. My 11-year-old, bro, I don't have, like, it's just stuff like smells. I smell everything. Bro, you need to go take a shower. And it's a whole issue. It is an entire issue that I tell him to go take a shower. Like, I just don't have patience for it. Like, I'm trying to think. At what age did I start realizing that I stink? Like, I need to understand that. Like, what age did I start realizing that I was funky? Fellas in the chat room, at what age did you realize you was funky? Because, you know, it had to be, you get to a certain point where the girls start trying to get at you a little bit. I don't quite think I was 11. But I've always been able to smell pretty good. And I don't think after a certain period, like, I just started taking showers just on GP. Like, now, I take showers every day. Twice a day most days. I have a problem with not feeling like I'm fresh. I don't understand why I have to keep telling this kid, listen, gotta take a shower. Listen, gotta wash your face. You got sleep, you got the sleep trail that goes all up your face. Bro, I can look at you and tell you, 13, Mailman Mo was 13 when he started taking showers on the regular. Like, these are things, you got the sleep trail on your face. You walk past the bathroom to get downstairs. You pass 2 bathrooms before I get to you. You can't hit me with the old fake wash your face trick. Because I'm going to go upstairs and see that the sink is dry. Can't pull it over on OJ. OJ know the tricks. But look, I am so glad that you all joined me once again. Happy Martin Luther King Day to everybody that got that day off of work. Shout out to that. And if anybody hating on this man's legacy because he had a few side pieces, ask your dude for his password. See how many side pieces he got. Until next time, I'm out, man. Y'all be safe in these streets.